from Thornhill.
My question is to the Minister of Finance. Minister, I've been surprised with your reaction to the release of a list of proposals on how to further pick the pockets of Ontarians to raise the money you need to balance your budget. Here you are, a former bank executive, facing me, a former corporate executive. We've had to ask our subordinates to cut costs. They'd complain, but they do it. 10% really difficult, 5% tough but not impossible, 2 or 3% was a walk in the park. So here we are talking about moving towards balance. And make no mistake, Minister, talking about it is mostly what you people do. And we discover that you have a nickel and dime list aimed at grabbing more and pulling it out of the economy. We have offered to assist with the select committee, but you're dismissive of wanting to find savings. If you had a list of new revenue tools, there should be a companion list asking ministries where they could cut costs, like we both had to do in our private sector lives. Is there such a memorandum, Minister?
Thank you, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the question. It gives me the opportunity to reaffirm the outstanding work that we are doing in controlling our spending, being disciplined and determined. That's why our spending growth is less than 1% year over year. It's why we've exceeded our targets for the 4 years running by $21 billion. Last year alone, it was a $5 billion reduction in our deficit. We'll continue to do that, Mr. Speaker. And of course, we've reviewed and we've assessed all of the fees that are applicable to government, and we've rejected many of them that the member opposite makes reference to. We will continue to do our job. We look forward to the members opposite to support our budget as well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you. I'm beginning to get the idea that we in Ontario have seen Tweedledum and Tweedledee replaced by Frick and Frack. I'm beginning to think you haven't got any bright ideas on how to move this province toward balance. Maybe no ideas at all, except grabbing all you can or settling with unions like OPSU only to have their leader laugh at you. And I'm beginning to think you better fess up. You may not like my party's plan, but we're the only party in this House that has advanced any plan at all. The third party wants whatever it wants, and you just give it to them. How is that constructive? And you wonder why we are not willing participants in your budget process. The answer is because we don't want to be your accomplices. Minister, Ontarians want to know how much more you're going to make them pay for your government spending habit. Because of you, Ontario is now the 7th highest borrower in the world that isn't actually a country. Are you or aren't you capable of balancing the budget by reducing costs? If not, will you...
Thank you. Minister of Finance. Stop the clock, please. You see it, please? You see it, please? Before I start the clock, I'm getting a little anxious with some of the armchair quarterbacks who all continually ask me to do somebody else's job. I will do my job. And what's frustrating is that for those individuals who try to watch the clock for me and tell me how to do that, my record is about 2 seconds off in question period, and I check every day. So for those that claim that people are getting way too much time, knock it off. And for those that have decided that they know how to do it better here, knock it off. Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, the member opposite just referenced his plan. His plan doesn't add up. It's fraught with mistakes. Even the mathematics of his plans are incorrect. And we've stated that and we've showed it to them. And now they have the audacity to suggest that they have a better plan. Well, I can assure the member opposite that during my discussions and deliberations with bondholders and rating agencies, they are very satisfied with what it is that we are doing. Ontario is being well received because of the strong economic fundamentals that we have, because of the plan that we have to balance, and the methodic way in which we're doing it. And the member opposite should know Ontario is the only province that has not only met those targets on an ongoing basis, we've exceeded them when the others have not. And we'll continue on this path of being disciplined in our spending, and we're going to do everything possible to increase our...
New question, the member from Toronto.